Samsung's going to implement their 2500, Exynos 2500 CPU in all Flip 7s. That means if you buy it here in the US, you're getting the Exynos 2500. If you buy it in Australia, you're getting the Exynos 2500. If you buy it in South Korea, Samsung's home country, you're going to get the Exynos 2500. They're actually manufacturing their new 2 nanometer nodes, all those future CPUs here, not too far from where I'm at. They're building a new fab just outside of Austin for all their 2 nanometers. So you're looking at the 2600 Exynos, 2700 Exynos, are all going to be built here about an hour from where I'm sitting right now. But let me show you what I'm talking about. So we got some details on the Flip 7, right? So let me pull this up. Of course. Here we go. Of course. Here we go. So I'm going to link this website in the description box once we're done. So if you're watching this, it should be there. If you're watching the replay, it should be there. But Galaxy Z Flip 7, here are some performance upgrades that you can expect. Now, they're going to release a Flip 7. They're going to release a Fold 7, which we reviewed a couple days ago. And they're going to release a Flip 7 FE. They're going to release a Fan Edition Flip. So what the FE version is going to essentially be a rebranded Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 6. It's just going to be branded as the Flip 7 FE. Basically going to take all those units, put FE branding on it, and push it out, which for a lower price, right? I think they're going to sell those for $700. The FE, Flip 7 FE, 700, Flip 7, 1,000, and then your Fold 7 should be like $18.99. But let's get into the Flip 7 since that made news for the day. The South Korean company said they are going to release all Flip 7s with the Exynos 2500 worldwide. It is a 3 nanometer chipset with the gate-all-around packing process. It will have a bunch of AI features. So am I anxious? I would lie if I said no, but I have a weird confidence in this 2500. I don't know why. I think because they're on the right track, because with the Exynos 2400, what did they put the 2400 in? They put the 2400 in some Galaxy devices. Was it the S25 series? In select regions, but it got decent reviews, right? It's not as powerful as the X Elite, but it's close, right? And it didn't, from what I see, it performed very well. Didn't really overheat. It looks like they're on the right track. So that's why I can't really say I'm that nervous. I think they're on the right track. Now, we got new colors. So all y'all know, you're going to get the traditional white. You're going to get the traditional black. Now, I think these colors we see online right here for the Flip 7, the blue, the orange, and then the Phantom Black, which they like to call it. I think these will be Samsung exclusive colors. I think you're going to get the traditional white and regular black in the carriers, the ones you can get at the carriers, right? So the Exynos 2500 will have a ton of Galaxy AI features. Chip can run 59 trillion operations per second. 59 tops, which is actually a lot. Which makes it 39% better at processing AI functionalities over the previous year's Exynos 2400. That's why I'm kind of anxious to see how this does. It looks like a very strong performer. Now, it's going to retain, this new Flip 7 is going to retain the 50 megapixel primary camera. Let's see, AI will help process some of these photos. You will get a really good gaming. So here's another reason why I'm kind of interested. I think I'm going to get this. Because I really want to test the CPU. And we'll get into why in a little bit, but it's gonna be a pretty strong performer. It's gonna have an all new GPU. Typically in the past, Samsung I don't think they would implement their own GPU. I think in the past, don't quote me on this, but I think in the past they would outsource the GPU, meaning Samsung would make the CPU, but they would outsource and pair it with another company's GPU. I think from what my memory serves me right, they're putting an all new Samsung GPU in here as well, the Eclipse 950. It's supposed to be a very, very good GPU for graphics, frame rates, things of that sort. Now, it's going to have an updated modem as well. So we all know the new Snapdragon 8 Elites have a phenomenal modem in them. And this one looks like it's going to be pretty freaking strong as well. With download speeds, theoretical download speeds of 9.6 gigs per second and 12.1 gigs per second. These are the same benchmarks as the Exynos 2400 phone. So it looks like it's going to have a phenomenal modem in there. Let's see. It's also going to have satellite connectivity. Who cares? I don't. Satellite connectivity is like a few years away from like really mattering. Like right now, the only time you would need and or use satellite connectivity is if you're hiking and or if you don't get any mobile connectivity. You can't even activate satellite connectivity unless you get zero mobile data and or carrier services. It's like if you're out in the boonies, or if you're hiking on Mount Everest, or who does that? Who goes hiking in Mount Everest? You know what I'm saying? Like, or Pikes Peak in Colorado. Like, I get it, it's a popular attraction, but 99% of people, I've had a satellite ready or satellite enabled phone for the last 2 years, and it's never even been enabled, right? I tried. You can't even manually enable it. It's weird, but who cares about satellite connectivity? Apple tries to tout that. It's bullshit for right now. Nobody needs that right now, unless you're going to go to Pikes Peak or Mount Everest. But so there's the Flip 7. Now, diving a little bit deeper, the Exynos 2500 with a 10-core CPU, 4th generation Eclipse GPU with satellite connectivity. We'll dive a little bit more into the specifics. So the Samsung, now, you're going to get familiar with this processor because here's a little tease, and we're going to get into what devices in the future. Samsung, take my word for it, Samsung's going to slowly back away from Qualcomm and slowly implement their own CPUs in more products. You heard me right. We've been so accustomed, at least here in the United States, that when you get a Samsung device, well, it's got that strong Qualcomm CPU in it, right? Yeah, it has in the past, but moving into the future, the farther we get away from today, the more devices Samsung's going to put their own CPU in their own devices. Well, we'll get into that in a second. But this Exynos 2500 boasts a 10-core CPU with one Cortex X5 core clocked at 3.3 gigs, two Cortex A725 cores running at 2.74 gigs, 5 Cortex A725 cores clocked at 2.36 gigs, and 2 Cortex A520 cores running at 1.8 gigs. So you see their 10-core CPU is really designed for heavy loads, for gaming workloads, for efficiency, for light tasking. I think this is going to be an all-round good CPU, a good CPU. Let's see. Samsung continued their partnership with AMD Graphics, implement some AMD nodes and or technology in this CPU. The new Exynos chip brings the Eclipse Xclipse 950 GPU made from AMD's RDNA3 architecture. So AMD kind of leased out some of their technology to Samsung to implement it into their GPU. Now that's not unheard of. Qualcomm has done the same thing with their Orion cores, with their new 8 Elite and the 8 Elite Gen 2. Kind of implement some desktop technology and or architecture into bringing that into the mobile world. Samsung has partnered with AMD. I believe they signed a 5-year partnership where they're going to share some technologies, and that helps AMD because they're looking to get into more mobile applications and vice versa. So that is a partnership I don't think we announced here But they did sign that partnership a little while ago, maybe 6 months ago. This new GPU makes it compatible with hardware accelerated ray tracing. Let's see. The company claims Exynos 2500 processor delivers 15% faster multi-core CPU performance than the Exynos 2400. Its NPU, neural processing unit, is also 39% faster, while ray tracing games embrace a 28% faster frame rate. God damn. Samsung also confirmed Exynos 5400 5G modem that offers 12.1 gigs download speeds, an impressive upgrade for the cellular segment with satellite connectivity, also featured in the Exynos 2500 chipset. Now, the Exynos 5400 modem, if that sounds familiar, should be same modem that's in the Pixel 9 series. Good modem, actually very good modem. It may not be the absolute best modem you can get, but it's up there. Like, it's definitely not shabby. They definitely took a step up. It's a low power, high processing modem. Y'all, if anybody watched my T-Mobile test of their new network, you would know just how fast this modem is, because it gets blazing. It almost gets as fast as a modem that's in the Snapdragon 8 Elite here in the S25. So good pairing Samsung with their CPU, their GPU, and their modem. It's going to go in this Flip 7, and I can't wait. I'm actually really excited. It will have LDDR5X RAM, UFS 4.0 storage, optics. It'll support up to 320 megapixel sensors, but who's putting a 320 megapixel sensor in any phone? Maybe 30 years in the future, but not now. 8K recording, 30 frames per second. It will do 4K, 60 frames per second. It'll do everything, right? Let's see. It is a 3 nanometer chip made using fan-out wafer level packaging that offers enhanced efficiency while reducing overheating concerns for a small package. So you will see this packing, how Samsung packs their CPUs. They do have overheating in mind to try to alleviate that heat that is generated. You will also see a vapor chamber, an all-new designed vapor chamber in this Flip 7. So very excited to see how this turns out. Now remember, this Flip 7 is taking a step into the future. The Flip 7 will be no longer the tall and skinny phone that it once was. This thing is going to have the look and the feel, once it's opened, of a S25 Plus. Same width. It's going to be wider this year. Actually, it's a shade wider than the S25 Plus, and just as tall. So it'll be like a regular phone when you're using it open, and it'll just simply close shut. Now, oh boy. So moving forward with this CPU, let me put it like this. So